there.
Hi.
Welcome to the Book Coven.
Book Coven.
That right there is Chelsea.
Well, now right there's Lillian.
And it's July.
That it is.
It's warm, it's sunny, we're on to new things. We're on
We
to
are.
celebrity memoirs.
Yep.
Last episode was Chelsea Handler's book, and this episode is Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered by Karen Killigraph and Georgia Hardstark, the My Favorite Murder ladies.
Yep. You must
Jesus
have heard of them
Christ.
because
Oh,
you
yeah.
probably listened to their podcast because it's
It's a
good.
great podcast. It's the
Oh, it's
first
dope.
podcast that I genuinely listened to.
Same. That's how I got into
podcast.
Exactly. And as soon as I listened to them, I'm like, wait, there's a world for this? So
Yeah, so
I got into it.
first of all, if you don't listen to My Favorite Murder, what
check
are
it
you
out.
doing?
It's all about murder.
Yeah, it's a true crime podcast
Comedy.
hosted by these two funny and hilarious are the same.
Funny and
I don't know why I
hilarious.
said that.
No, it's
They're
fine.
two funny ladies, and they talk about murder, but they're not like objectifying the victims, and it's not celebrating murder. It's just two nervous Nellies
Exactly. They're nervous.
discussing
Yeah.
murder and why all these crimes are so horrifying, and like it's a good support. The My Favorite Murder fans, they're also very supportive and nice,
Yeah.
and they have so many tips.
So many tips.
So hot synopsis.
Hot synopsis.
Oh, fuck, it's so long.
I thought you were going to say it's so hot.
It is hot and it's long, ladies.
Oh.
It's hot and long.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna fuck this up. I don't have it. Oh, farty. I don't have a good reading voice, but I'm gonna give it my all.
Get sexy.
Do you like it?
Get
We'll
sexy.
discuss it later.
Oh, yes, I do.
She's doing something, guys. Okay. Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered, the definitive how-to guide, is a conversation between friends Karen Killigraph and Georgia Hardstark about what they've learned from their biggest mistakes, their most triumphant successes, and their favorite therapists, and their mutual obsession with true crime. From growing up as latchkey kids to their formative years working at The Gap and Hot Topic to their struggles with substance and mental health, Karen and Georgia share a series of captivating stories about some of the most significant moments in their lives. Together, they inspect their own hard-earned wisdom with brutal and hilarious candor. Karen and Georgia preach self-advocacy, self-love, and freedom from responsibilities for other people's choices. Guided by their own experiences and revelations with a little help from the Riot Girl movement and Rule and billions of hours of therapy, Karen and Georgia are here to encourage you to put your own needs first and become unfuckwithable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Part dual memoir, part life manual, Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered, is an account of two lives that collided over the dark stuff, inspired by the empowering and offbeat battle cries made famous on their hit podcast. Karen and Georgia recount the formative moments of their lives that taught them everything they know and everything they don't about life, friendship, and various pancake situations.
Beautiful. So
I
I'd like
summed
to
it
just point something out now that you've said it like 10 times.
Am I saying something wrong?
It's Karen Kilgariff.
Oh. What did I say?
Killigraph? I don't know. Maybe you like charts.
I'm so sorry, Karen. I always just refer to them as Karen and Georgia.
And Georgia. Yeah, same.
Listen, they make mistakes on their podcast. And
So
correct
this
them.
is a perfect
Yeah.
start to ours.
What a great
It's
guy. I'm sorry, I didn't do my research.
Yeah.
I didn't pronounce her name right.
Oh my
Whoopsie.
God.
As I said, I can read, but when I read something on camera or to someone else, I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Brandon does that too. I got him to read to me because I was driving, and I'm like, I need to know what happens next in this book. Like, it was driving me nuts. So I'm like,
shit.
can you just read to me while we're driving? And he's like, what? No, not this one. It was one of the. It must have been a scary book. Because I'm like, I need to know
it's
if this
fucking-
person gets murdered and shit.
It's fucking hard. It's hard reading in front. I was always in school when they called to me. I'd read the chapter beforehand.
That
and
always
then
made me nervous,
And then
yeah.
they'd get to me and be like, "Okay,
You freeze.
hi, this is my part.
Hi,
Oh my god, I can't read. I can't fucking read.
I know.
but
I
I
know.
can read.
You can read.
This is like math too. I can do it in my head, but if someone asks me how to add, I'm like, oh fuck.
oh, fuck me.
What's 2 plus 2? I don't know.
Window.
Anyways. So our treats for this,
Beautiful.
Karen goes on a little hour by hour guide for her life as a latchkey
Yes,
kid.
yeah.
When her parents, her mom left her and her sister home alone.
Mom was a nurse, right?
Yeah. And she was obsessed with some lemonade. So I made a lemon loaf.
It is so delicious.
The glaze had some issues.
That's okay.
She's a hefty baby. But I think, you like it?
I do. Try it.
Yeah,
It's
vegan.
Try it.
Oh my God.
I fucking love lemon.
I'm so Woo! That's
I hate
lemon.
lemonade, but I love lemon in baked goods.
Yeah, I was going to make some lemonade treat, but like
Lemonade's
putting
gross.
that in baking.
I know.
ugh.
Yeah. I just don't like lemonade.
Woo!
Lemon treats, though, fucking dope. Yeah.
That's lemony.
Yeah.
And I, of course, paired it with some canned wine.
Let's get that
Georgia's. We'll post pictures.
ASMR for you.
I have 3 cans. 3. They're little baby cans.
They're so cute. So I'm trying the dry rosé wine that is
I'm
from
doing-
Joy.
I'm doing Girls Night Out Rosé.
Of course.
Yeah, I asked them and they were like, okay, this and this one are shit.
Oh,
So
that's good.
like these are probably they were so offended when I asked for canned wine.
Well, because it's fucking canned wine, but Georgia loves it.
Honestly, okay,
That's
I'm gonna
like
try
box
this first.
wine.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this first. Okay.
Andrew really likes box
Here we go.
wine. Cheers. The can smells funny. Oh, that's tasty though.
Yeah, it's just
Tastes
wine.
like wine, just in a can. Conveniently in a can.
This is good because if you want to have some wine, you crack the whole bottle open. You kind of have to drink the whole fucking.
well, because after like 7 days, you kind of have to chuck it.
Yeah.
Or like if you can bake with it, I guess. Like I'll put it, if I'm not going to drink it anymore, I'll put it in tomato sauce,
Yeah.
which is pretty dope.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I've seen some people boil pasta in it.
Yeah.
And then it comes out. It's cool. So yeah, it's nice to have this little teeny cute can of wine.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
get your wine on.
I don't like that it causes more trash,
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
but that's
Listen, don't blame me. Georgia
no.
likes
It's Georgia
canned
likes
wine.
canned wine, so we're going canned wine. I like
Georgia,
it.
I support your canned wine. Don't listen to her. Yeah, the rosé is it's good. Pairs with strawberry.
I wonder which canned wine she drinks. Maybe she just gets an amalgamation of them all.
Yeah, let us
and
know.
just tries them.
I also have one called Big House. It's a Zinfandel.
I like Zinfandel. So it's 2. Wait, these are 2 servings. Oh, I guess yeah, that makes sense.
2 glasses.
I
of
mean,
wine.
would you ever drink more than or less than one?
when we have a glass
More
of
than?
wine, we
Less than
fill
2.
the whole glass.
We do,
so-
yeah. And
this
I
is-
have big glasses. Like these are
Yeah.
my small wine
Yeah.
glasses.
Oh, we also have this. There's a lot of drinks going on. I'm sorry if
There
this
are some
podcast
things happening.
goes off the rails.
This lemon cake's dope though.
Anyways, thank you so much. Anyways, so I like this book. This is an interesting book for me.
I liked it.
It's not that I didn't
had
like
some
it.
things.
Yes, it's not that I didn't like it. I'm a fan of the podcast. I listen to the podcast.
Fucking love the podcast.
I love
yeah.
the ladies. They're hilarious. This book, the way it's written, it's like informal. It's like they took their podcast and they put it in a book.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but it kind of reads more like a blog.
Yeah,
Sort of.
especially the way it's broken up into
Yeah,
the chapters
and,
and
like,
each perspective.
They break off when they're in like
Yeah.
in the podcast they
Yeah.
ramble about things.
Yeah.
Which
it's fun.
It just works
But-
better in their podcast, I think,
does,
than
yeah.
it does in the book.
But it was kind of neat reading it because like you're hearing them say it to you.
Yeah, I think
'Cause it was
this
exactly
as an
how they
audiobook
Oh, would be dope.
would be dope.
Yeah.
As a book, I don't know. It's easier for us because we're fans of the podcast.
Yes.
If you're just some schmuck that picked it
Oh,
up
if
in
you don't know the
bookstore, I shouldn't
podcast?
say schmuck. I'm sorry. But you just picked it up in the store and you're like, "Ooh, murder!"
Yeah.
I don't think you'd enjoy it.
I don't think so
Yeah,
either because
it's-
you have to know the girls because this goes into
Yeah.
like their backstory and like what led them to the podcast and stuff. And
Yeah, and like there's
So-
inside jokes from the podcast.
Yeah.
and all the chapters are like famous quotes.
their
from the
sayings.
podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a niche. I mean, it's nice that they wrote a book literally just for us.
Yeah.
For us MFM people.
Muffin.
Muffin.
The muffins.
But yeah, no, it read weird personally.
It did read a little weird.
But I like the stuff in the book. It just read weird.
I liked it. I didn't like just that one chapter of Karen going through the latchkey kid thing.
Oh, the lemonade
because I didn't like
thing.
the way it was written, because it was like,
Yeah.
and then you go onto the couch, and then you fart in your sister's face, and then you
Yeah.
slide on the floor. Like, it was too choppy, and like,
Yeah.
I just didn't care. Like, I understand what being a latchkey kid is. Like, I've been left alone at home a lot too, and
Yeah.
I know that you just go and eat toast. Like, so, like, it's not that I couldn't relate. It's just that I
can't relate.
just-
I was never.
yeah, your mom's was always
If
there.
my parents weren't there, they sent me to my nonna's house.
Oh, that's so funny.
So it's just her, which was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
So my favorite memories are there.
That's awesome.
So I couldn't relate. Yeah, there are some chapters that, like, they're not. Like the middle of the book, it was a little. I really like how the book starts. It's like it starts with a bang, and then I like the end. I like the forest one.
Yes, stay out of the forest.
Stay out of the forest.
And I
That's
love
funny.
Georgia's story. Like, this is the first time she's actually going into detail about that photo shoot she went on, and
Yes.
how she thought she was going to get murdered. And she
Yeah.
thought, if I say no, I'm definitely going to get
Yes,
murdered.
that's another thing. A lot of the stories in this book, they are things that they've mentioned on the podcast.
Like, they've touched on, yeah.
Yeah, but they go into much more detail and they add stuff to it.
Yeah.
So that particular story, horrible story.
Like,
That was
it's
early
so
on in the
horrible
book.
that it
was
happened to
I think
her,
that was
yeah.
her first or second chapter.
Yeah.
She was a young girl. She was like 19, 20 or
Yep,
something.
yeah.
She was waitressing. And
She
there's-
just moved to LA.
Yeah, there's this guy, this 50-year-old guy, customer at her.
A regular.
Yeah.
So she felt like she knew him a little.
Yeah, she felt safe with him. He was funny. They were just talking about regular old things. And then it came up that he was a photographer, and he asked her if he could take her picture.
Yeah.
And because she had this nice talk with him,
She was afraid of saying no a little.
Well, I think at first she was actually excited about the photo
She
shoot.
thought she was just going to go around town shooting in front of like old buildings and stuff, which is so much safer because, yeah, you're in public and whatever.
Yeah, and she'd have these fun photos.
Yeah,
for
she
him.
didn't think I'm getting in his car. She just thought,
Yeah, and then
walking.
the second she got in the car, she
was
got
like,
hit
"What?"
with that vibe that all us girls get. We're like, whoa.
Exactly.
Like in New
What's
Orleans,
happening? Yeah.
we were in that shifty fucking neighborhood, and you're like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. We need to walk
Yeah.
faster.
So we all get that, and you should listen to that
should.
because his car was dirty,
Yeah.
full of trash, and she didn't feel safe. And then he fucking took this teenager, this young girl,
To a cliff.
to a cliff, a secluded cliff on the mountain.
Yeah. What the? And she didn't say anything because she felt polite.
Yeah,
this
she
was in
kept-
the fuck politeness chapter, right?
Yeah, she kept saying, again, like so many women, like,
Yeah.
well, like, I've come too far. I'm already in the car.
Exactly.
Like, I made this choice. What am I going to do?
Well, and you're, I feel like half the time you're thinking, if I ask him, like, please let me off, you're just afraid that he's going to say no, and that's when he's going to kill
Yeah.
you, right?
that was her
Because
thing.
I've been in that situation before, too, where you're just
Yep.
like, if I
Yep.
try and say no, I'm going to get murdered.
Yeah.
Whereas you're like, if I go with it, maybe I can escape at a better time.
yeah.
Like, once the car is stopped or something.
So it's basically what happened. Like she went all the way up to this cliff,
Yeah.
and as soon as he started taking her picture, she said, like, I could see in his eyes that
Yeah.
he
was
looked at
creepy.
her like in a terrifying
Yeah.
way. And then of course
your gut.
he asked her to take her top off.
I know.
And because she didn't want
She
to get
was
hurt.
scared, yeah.
She's in the middle north, a stranger. She did it, and she was so humiliated and ashamed. And thankfully, nothing happened to her.
Yeah.
She was thinking about all the women that have been in that situation, and they did get murdered
Yeah.
or raped. But he drove her back home. But now that dick just
Has
he has
some
those
topless
pictures.
pictures of her
and
because
she
he
has
asked-
that memory.
Ugh. That sucks.
Yeah, so that in the podcast she didn't say that she was topless. 'Cause
Yeah,
she
she-
wasn't ready to talk.
She
about
wasn't
it.
ready to talk.
So yeah, it's shit like that. They get into more. They feel more
Yeah,
comfortable in
yeah.
this book, which is nice. They've
And
done,
it's everything's sprinkled with advice
yes,
because that's the whole premise: stay sexy and don't get
Don't get
murdered.
murdered.
The how-to guide, right?
Yeah.
So they're telling you
It's-
how.
yeah.
But
It's not
we'll
like
get into the ending after. But
it's not like a podcast episode where they go into their favorite cases and like
yeah,
why
there's
it's
no
their
murder
favorite.
cases in this.
They touch
I
on
do
it
a little, but-
like in certain like in that moment with Georgia, she was thinking of victims of that, and
Yeah.
just when tough shit happens to them, they mention some murders. They mention the Golden State Killer. They have a nice shout out to the author. I forget her
Michelle
name.
McNamara.
Michelle, yeah. Which was cute too. So there's a little bit of murder, but it's just girls, like they're sharing
Girl chat.
like things that they've been in. Unfortunately, fucking every woman has been harassed by someone and felt unsafe.
So, like, you can relate to aspects of this book for sure. And Karen really gets into her alcohol addiction.
They both, and Georgia gets into her meth, and both of them
Yes.
have
The meth.
have eating
She started
disorders.
at like 12.
I think 13.
Yeah.
And she went to rehab when she was 13 too.
Yeah. That's
I can't believe though that she got herself off meth by reading books from Ray Bradbury.
Yep.
Which is so nice. Reading, the
amazing.
power of reading.
I
man.
know.
She was just so inspired by his work, and she didn't feel like she had anyone to relate to talk to at home.
But
She
then
was
she
going
felt
through some shit.
connected
Yeah, so
and-
she'd always get in her little reading hole under the stairs. That was cute.
That was cute.
I've always related more to Georgia.
Yeah, same.
Karen she's a boss ass bitch. I love Karen. And her struggles were my dad had issues similar to her, so it was just nice. I love ladies talking about therapy and mental health. We need more of that.
Karen's alcohol addiction, because I know it led to seizures, right?
That's
Which is insane.
Well, the
because it's
amount
alcohol.
she was saying she had
12
like
drinks
12
a night?
A night.
I've never had 12 drinks in one
and
night.
she even said like
Not
she
once.
tried to.
I can't.
She tried to make it seem less bad to her doctor by saying 8, and
yeah.
he was like 8 drinks a night.
And she's just like, oh, fuck. What would he have said if I said 12?
12 drinks a night is insane.
I do not think I've ever had 12 drinks.
No.
That is so many drinks.
Even if I have,
Because I usually
black the fuck out,
Well,
and
I'm
I didn't
usually
do it
too
again.
full, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I can't fit anymore. I'm just gonna go lay down. By that point, I'm so drunk that I have to just lay down.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 1 drink gets me a little like, hey.
Yeah.
And 2 drinks, I'm good. 3 drinks I'm in a great spot.
And you don't want to fuck with
I'm
that.
past tipsy.
Yeah.
4, I'm drunk. And it's also, I think 4 or 5 is the most I'll go now at my old age
same.
of 26.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like in New Orleans, that night in New Orleans,
Oh my God.
we had all those
Those were heavy
fucking
drinks.
bomb things with grenades.
The grenades. The
The next morning, I can't be hungover anymore.
I know.
After you hit 25, your hangovers, it's just death.
It's shit.
They last like 3 days.
They do. Yeah.
And you're nauseous the whole time.
you don't want to stand.
Can't do anything. You just lie there like,
I know. When we were younger, hangovers were fine. I was like, oh, I'm not even hungover.
I think even when I was young, I could have maybe 9 or 10 drinks.
Yeah. I
Fine.
still wouldn't have done 12.
12 in a row, no, 12 and like if I did drink that much, it was like I had a month
Yeah.
before the next drink.
Yeah. Not every single
Every
night.
night.
Girl went ham.
She had seizures.
Yeah. That's intense.
Is it still bothering her? Seizures?
I think she's on seizure medication. Don't quote me on that.
Fucking hell. Well, I'm glad she got sober.
Yeah, good for her.
Amazing.
That's obvious. That's such a hard thing to do.
both of them.
When you're addicted to anything. It's
Getting
such
off
a
meth,
hard
too.
thing to do.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, especially at a young age when everything. I mean, granted, when you're younger and you just started something, it definitely is easier
your
to get
body
off
when
of
you're,
it.
When you're young can take a lot.
Yeah, so the withdrawal's not as harsh and all that fun stuff. But
Kids who are drinking now. Like, there are so many kids when you're in high school, like, oh, yeah, I had to get my stomach pumped last night.
yeah, I know.
That's not...
I think
so
my
casual
ex-boyfriend
about
had
it.
that in
Yeah.
high school too, and I was just like,
Guys.
where were you last night? You were at the hospital. What?
That's not good, my friends.
How old are you? Where are your brain cells?
Yeah.
They're gone now.
Like, they teach you in this book, like, yes, you want to have a good time, and it's perfectly fine to have a good time.
Of
Have
course.
some drinks. Georgia still drinks. Whatever. But, like, don't put yourself in a hospital.
Yeah.
Don't drink to the point of seizures.
Drink responsibly.
Also, kids, when you pass, like I said, when you pass 24, you can't
It's a bad time.
You
It's a bad
can't
time.
do it.
And ending up in the hospital isn't fun. Having a couple drinks and being like that really good mellow buzzed is like
don't
where
wanna
you want to be.
You don't want to forget.
You don't want to forget the night because
Yeah.
I think I had that once where I just don't fucking remember anything and I'm kind of
3
disappointed.
times, yeah. And they seem like great nights.
Yeah. And you're like, well, fuck, I don't know.
Also, back to the how not to get murdered, you don't want to put yourself in a dangerous situation.
Yes.
You want to be aware of everything around you.
Obviously, it won't be your fault if you
and they
get
press
raped or
that
murdered.
a lot in the book.
Yeah.
Even they were saying, like, people, when they started the podcast, they were getting criticism.
Yeah,
from
because they
people.
thought they were victim blaming.
Yeah.
And that's not...
Like, they never had that intention. No, I don't think anyone, unless you're a fucking cunt, has that intention.
Because here's the thing. You can't... I mean, you can. You should tell boys not to do these horrible things.
Yes.
And tell them why it's wrong. But someone who's already murdering and raping...
Yeah, he's not going to be like, you're right.
Yeah, right? What are the odds? Like... The moral of the story is that we as women have to protect ourselves, and we have to think consciously and be aware of our surroundings. It's unfortunate. Fuck it. You should still wear whatever you want, because that is not even close to being your fault. I've seen girls wear like completely covered and men being like, well, she wants to get fucked. Nope. Look at her.
No.
Oh, because she's pretty? Like
she could have her full tits out.
Unless
she looks you in the eye like, hey, let's have sex.
Yeah, it is not. She's not asking
sex,
for it. And in Ontario, it is legal for women to be topless.
I say shit's 40 degrees.
I
want
to walk around topless.
But of course, no, because the men would be like,
oh yeah. You think I want to see man boobs out there? Fuck no.
So yeah, it's good at like they correct themselves. They take their criticism from fans. They're genuinely like upset that people thought
I know
that's what they thought,
because they're good people.
It's good. Like everyone says like it's like it's just facts that we all know. We all do. Yeah. Like don't get too drunk that you will forget your surroundings. I always I don't when I'm outside. I don't listen to music. I don't put headphones on.
Me neither.
I want to hear everything around me.
Because unfortunately, I've been followed before. I'm sure you've been followed.
I've been followed at least once, possibly more.
I've especially been followed on the subway. So it's less likely when I lived in like Richmond Hill and stuff. I was still followed, but I used to dress like a guy because I was scared. So I was wearing my scrubs because I worked at an animal hospital.
Yeah.
So I'd walk home in my scrubs and I'd wear Brandon's sweater and with the hood on because like people had followed me. So I'm like, well, if I dress like a boy, no one's gonna fucking follow me.
Still fucking do it if they know you're a girl.
Because people then mug each other. Like there were so many muggings in Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, I don't know what gender I want to be.
Nothing is safe.
Nothing's safe.
Nothing is safe or sacred.
You're never fucking safe.
Yeah, I think I was followed in Richmond Hill walking home from work.
Yeah. Fuck that.
And thankfully, it was a weird following because I think he was trying to get me in front of him, but he was coming from like the right. Nope. And as soon as he saw me, he slowed down. I was like, this is I don't like this.
Yeah.
And then so I slowed down and it was this weird like, who's gonna go? And then he went in front of me and he was walking so slow. And I was just behind him like,
nope.
And then he kept looking back at me.
Oh no.
And eventually he kept going straight when I was supposed to turn. So I stupidly thought like, okay, well maybe I was just overthinking this. So I crossed the street. Now it's fine. I look, he's behind me. I'm like, oh fucking great.
Oh my God.
And then there are like a bunch of people ahead, so I was like, thank Jesus. So I like went behind them, and he like dove off into this like grocery store area, and I stuck with him as non-creepily as I could, and then I just like ran home.
Yeah, of course.
And when I knew he wasn't behind me, but yeah, that's fucked up.
My worst experiences have been on the subway in Toronto because that's where all the crazy people go. And like because I went to school in Toronto, I was taking the subway home most nights at like midnight and stuff. I had weird classes. And I had friends who lived downtown, so I'd hang out with them after class and then I'd go home on the subway. And like you just have people talking to you, asking for your phone number. You don't give it to them. They start getting angry and you get scared. And so like, you give your phone number. Yeah. Like I had a personal trainer at the gym I was going to. I quit the gym after that because he scared me so much. He was this gigantic man. It was 11 o'clock at night right before the gym closed. He walked out to my car with me because he kept talking to me. Jesus. And he's standing beside me and he's like, give me your phone number.
Nope.
I was like, oh, haha, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, well, just give me your number. You never know. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. And he walks closer to me. Give me your number. Okay.
Oh my God. And you can't even give like a fake number because they'll text you now.
No, they do that. He called it right away. So then I like, yeah, look, see, it was my number. But then when I got in my car, I just clicked block. I was like, hello, smartphones. Block that fucker.
Fucking idiots. Yeah, and there's so many. That reminds me of like you having late classes. They mentioned the Scarborough rapist.
Yes.
That case when the cops were like, oh, well, if women are going home, maybe they shouldn't be on the subway at 1 a.m.
Oh my God. And they tried to promote a curfew for women.
Yeah, and Karen
I'm
and Georgia,
sorry.
they were like, okay, if there's a known rapist killer who's killing people all the time.
Curfew for men, you idiots.
And also, if women are still going out, it's because
they have to work.
They're not just fucking around.
No.
They have to work. They like class, you would late class.
Yeah.
Late like night jobs, even if they are fucking around.
Even if they are, that's our right to go fuck around.
Oh, so like
you shouldn't have to just be like, well, I'm staying home at 11 because there's a murderer on the loose. Fuck that guy.
You'll be irresponsible.
Fuck the police. How are they not finding this fucking asshole yet? And why are they making it my problem?
Yeah. And like even their friend's mom, she was swimming in her own private apartment complex on the roof. And this guy was following her. This is the scariest fucking story.
Oh
He's
my God,
following her, and at first he was just staring at her, and then he was walking along the side of the pool as she was swimming.
So scary.
And she was too afraid to get out, so she just kept swimming, hoping he'd leave. And thankfully, like all these people came in the pool, and as that was happening, he left. But she drew a picture of him. And like months later, when the police finally arrested him, they put his picture up, and she was like, "Holy fuck,
that was the Scarborough rapist.
Same fucking guy."
Yep.
And that's her own apartment.
Yeah. So you're saying that it's not, and it was like 6 a.m. too. Yeah. She goes for a morning swim every single day.
It's
so
her
like
fault.
It's her fault. Fuck you. But this prompted them to add the stops at late at night, so that if there's somewhere you need to be in between stops, you can request a stop closer to your house, so that you don't have to walk as much. Which is exactly how it should be. Yeah. We should be protecting each other, not blaming each other.
Women don't go on at 1 a.m.
Right? And like
men go on at 1 a.m.
Exactly.
What if he's like, well, there's no women around, let's just kill a guy? How does that fix anything?
Exactly.
And women should be able to party at 1 a.m.
Everyone should be able to party, and everyone should be able to live their lives without fear of being murdered, because we should be protected. Yeah. And we should be watching out for each other.
So the whole book is a lot of that vibe. Yes. Like obviously,
which is beautiful.
Most of their fan base are women, because it's two women talking about these issues that we all have.
And I haven't met a guy who really likes true crime as much as we do.
Yeah, it's weird.
They're just like, oh, that story's fucked up. But like if I tell Brandon a story of like rape and stuff, he's like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I think
they get like too disturbed.
Afraid.
They're just like, no. And like I don't know.
True crime. Yeah, a lot of women, unfortunately, because it's our lives, we need to be aware of this
shit. I think that's the thing. We're trying to like prepare ourselves.
Yeah. But yeah, the book is it's very positive, like the podcast.
Yeah.
And they
definitely not victim blaming.
They apologize for all that, and like they talk about things they don't say prostitutes anymore. They say sex workers.
Perfect. Yeah.
Just shit like that.
And it's because of them saying that too that I've started saying that.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know that was offensive.
Of course not. We haven't met anyone.
Yeah, like we're new in the podcast game too. So if we are saying things that are offensive, I want to know. Like them, like we don't mean to be. I didn't know.
Oh God, no.
Prostitutes was like an offensive term anymore.
Now every time I hear it, I'm like offended for them. Like they are sex workers. Like and you hear so many bad things and you're like, no, they're just working. Fuck you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's nice. Always good to have ladies.
Yeah.
Sharing their lady
their ladydom. They have some wild stories though.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking meth at 13. Holy
I can't believe. Like, it's a shame they didn't find each other earlier in life.
I know.
But it's nice how they did meet.
I think they met at the perfect time because they were over their own
they came through their shit. Yeah.
I don't think they would have worked if they were both like...
And then their podcast came, like they said, when they were both kind of at rock bottom. They didn't know what they wanted to do.
And it was just like, well, let's do this for a
podcast.
while because we need something positive in our lives.
And now
so it wasn't even for success. It was just like, let's just
friendship.
do something positive. So
yeah.
It's beautiful.
Everyone, if you're thinking about making a podcast, go for it.
Just do it.
Like this started as just a book club with some friends.
Yep. Yeah.
And then one day you're like, hey, we can make podcasts.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Sure.
And it's fun. Now,
It's
like,
fun.
we hang out,
Yep.
we read, and it's a podcast for others to
There you
enjoy.
go. Yep.
It's dope. They just made this podcast because they both had shared this interest in true crime.
Yep.
And look what the fuck happened to it.
Kaboom.
Blew up.
I wanted to go to their show, but it's like $200 a ticket or something.
Is it?
Yeah. And for me to pay, like, I don't even pay that for music. Like, Metallica was under 200.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
And that's fucking Metallica. So, like, ladies. Ladies.
Yeah.
If I ain't paying $200 for Metallica,
Yeah, it's
sorry.
it's just money's tight, man. Yeah, I wouldn't. Unfortunately, a lot of the people I want to see live are far worse than $200.
Oh, okay, but you like pop stars and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Oh,
I see I guess that's
sell my soul. Yeah, you go to
I
like
see metal
bars.
shows like in
Yeah.
dirty dives where it's like $20 or $50 and that's fine.
Yeah. It
Like
should
I
all be
normally pay
that.
like $30.
It should all be. Well, I mean, I guess Lady Gaga, she has a whole fucking production going on.
Oh, it costs so much. Yeah, the
Yeah.
people I see, they're in corpse paint and that's it. Like it's
But still, like, because I want them to be successful.
I do too, yeah.
Because they're
they
fun.
deserve it. They're
Yeah.
funny and they put on a
Yeah.
good show. They have 2 episodes a week. Like they're-
minisodes,
A
yeah.
minisode. I like the minisode.
I just so nice, like how they met. How these two fucking weirdos.
They each
like-
tell their side of the story
Yeah.
how they met too.
So Karen, like,
just so funny.
Georgia sort of knew Karen. Karen was a comedian.
Oh yeah, and she had seen her
she
in
saw
in
her
clubs.
live, but she was
Yeah.
always intimidated by her. I think they spoke a little
I
bit.
get it because you hear
Yeah,
Karen and she
Karen's
sounds like
very-
that powerhouse. Yeah.
So, but then at some party, Georgia was standing around and she heard Karen tell this fucked up story about, it was like a car accident, I think.
Yeah.
That she witnessed or knew
Oh
about.
yeah, and Georgia just moves in. Tell me
tell me
more.
everything.
Everyone else leaves.
Yeah.
Like, ah.
And then they went to a lunch together and
Yeah.
they just shared all these
For like 4
weird
hours.
fucking stories about their favorite murders.
Yeah,
and stuff.
and they made a point to mention it was over fish tacos.
no, it was tuna melts.
Was it tuna melts? Tacos? I'm pretty
I
sure.
think one of them was tuna.
It was either tuna or fish. Yeah.
Fish was
Something
involved.
fishy.
I don't agree with the fish, but
Yeah.
you go.
Something fishy about it.
Anyways, it's like this beautiful friendship
Yeah.
was formed
Out of
such a weird-
murder.
But yeah, you're right. Maybe it's just because all of you guys, all my female friends are fucked up. But yeah, there's a lot of women that talk about murder.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. But like the men don't talk about it, but all the
even there's a girl.
all
at
the
work.
girls we know talk
Yeah.
about murder and listen to My Favorite Murder. So
There was a girl at work. I was really hesitant. Like, she was asking me what I was into. I was like, well, like,
Murder,
I listen
just
to
real
some
casual.
true crime podcast, and then she was like, oh, and she went on about her favorite murder. I was like, yeah,
Nice. That's
join
funny.
us where there are
Join
many.
me.
It's just so fascinating.
It is.
I don't understand how anyone can read every time there's something like a kidnapping. Okay, you know I'm afraid of kidnapping.
Yes.
Anytime there's any of these fucking stories out, I have to read every single
I
detail.
know.
Because
I know. Like, how did it happen?
Yes.
How can I not have this
again,
happen
not
to me?
blaming them.
No.
It's the dick's fault. That
Of course,
chose to do
but
that to
you need
but,
because
like,
those dickholes are out there. You need to kind of be
It's
aware of
just-
situations.
yes.
like that one girl who got both her arms chopped off and fucking climbed
Jesus
out of the
Christ,
ravine and
she's
flagged down a car.
champion.
Like
I
this
wouldn't-
woman
I
needs a
wouldn't have
fucking
thought
medal
at
or a
all to do
sash.
that. Yeah, just like she's delirious, she's in pain. She was just violently raped. She's like, oh, I know, I'm gonna put my stubs in this mud and
Yeah.
it'll cake the wound.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah,
And people drove by her. That's also fucked up.
right. I mean, how fucking
I know
scary
it's scary,
is that?
but there is an armless, bleeding woman.
I know.
You should at least be like,
But
hey.
like, there's so many horror movies. That's what I always think. There's so many horror movies now that people probably think that like,
What is she gonna do? She's
Is it a
dying.
Is it a ghost?
She's a dying, armless woman. Clearly, she's in peril. What is she gonna?
Awful would you feel if you were the person that drove by later
Yeah.
and you find out that this woman
You're
was
like,
a survivor of something
"Oops."
terrible? You're just like, oh,
right
fuck,
away.
whoops.
They're probably. I hope they felt like dicks
They
right away.
fucking better because it was like
Obviously,
two dudes in
it's
a
a
convertible,
survivor,
right?
yeah.
That drove by.
They're probably thinking like, well, I wonder what she did to get here.
Oh, fuck you.
She may have. She was probably wearing a tube top.
She probably had a short skirt on.
Oh my god. Too
much makeup.
Please.
Fuck you.
Dumbasses.
There's a lot of places in America that still,
Believe in that?
yes.
It's not just
That
America.
it was, yeah. Oh, no, I know that. But we're in North America. In Canada, everyone, you know, the whole, like, Canada's nice and stuff. I mean, that's...
I bet still, like, sometimes you're around men and, like, if a girl in the summer, because it's fucking 40
Oh my
degrees
God.
out. It's in fat, like, I love the fashion now where it's
Yeah.
like, it's not really a bralette, but it's sort of...
It's very 70s.
Yeah, it's like a
It's
crop
free.
top
Yeah.
thing. And they'll wear like shorts, which is great. It's cute. Yeah, I love it. Fashion
It's free.
forward.
Whatever.
But then again, like you'll see a lot of guys sort of like, oh, look at this.
Well, I've heard plenty of guys when it turns into summer, they're just like, oh, sweet, summer dresses are coming. I'm just like, ew.
So many of them already.
I'm not
They're
wearing
yelling
this
at
for
me.
you to look at me. I'm wearing it so that
It's
my crotch doesn't just
1,000 degrees.
drench my pants.
And it looks cute.
And I look and feel
Yeah,
adorable.
if you feel fabulous, fucking wear it.
Exactly.
They're already yelling at me. Summer's just fucking started.
Well, here's the thing. They're gonna like catcall and whatever, no matter what you're wearing. So just do you.
It's just alarming.
It is
Very
alarming. It
I'm
is
very
totally-
nervous about getting kidnapped. That's my biggest fucking fear in life.
I don't know if I've never even like thought of that as a fear, like because I'm like a heavy fighter. Like if someone frightens me or pisses me off, I'm a puncher. I just like I immediately and like I punch hard. And this morning I got really fucking spooked because there's this dog that sounded like an old man.
Oh my god.
It was alarming.
My house.
Yeah, exactly. I was walking by and he was behind the fence and I just hear like, I thought it was like a crazy man and I immediately turned and I had my fist up and I just see this.
That's good. That's
it was
good
the
reaction.
smallest dog.
And he just this little asshole.
And I looked at him, I'm like, I've met you before. You and I were cool. What is this? He's
just how he
scaring me.
expresses himself.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, fuck. Drivers have made fun of me because on the road, if it's silent and then an ambulance siren goes off or like a truck
Yeah.
honks their horn, I'm always like, oh,
I jump too.
And people have been like, I've heard them.
Fuck you.
It's a scary, loud noise.
It's loud. It was quiet and then it wasn't.
spooked me. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. In my mind, I don't understand. Like, I've just since I was born, I've been always like, okay, what's the worst thing that could happen? Where are the exits?
Yeah.
I want like safety
That's
drills
so
in my
funny.
house.
You're a 6. Listen to
Yeah.
episode 26.
I'm a loyalist.
Yeah, 26.
Of these. Yep. So yeah, everywhere I go, that's my main thought.
That's
And it's so
funny.
nice listening to all this shit.
Yeah.
And like it validates my fears because this shit happens all the time.
It does. It's really
Stupidly
unfortunate.
and unfortunately. But anyways, this book isn't all about murder.
It's not. It's good life advice. It's great.
It's just their shit.
Yeah.
And how they got through it. Georgia, yeah. So both of them they led similar lives in different. Like Georgia, okay, she had a meth addiction. Was she bulimic? She had an eating disorder.
They both had ended up with eating disorders.
Yeah,
right.
but Georgia
Different
was more.
ways.
She was thin.
Yes.
And then Karen would binge eat. And
Karen like ate her emotions and
Yeah.
stuff. So they both had eating disorders, which I mean, what girl hasn't?
Yeah.
Which is the saddest fucking thing to say.
Yep, I'm a Karen. I'm a binge eater. Yep.
Yeah, I was in Georgia. Like it's the saddest fucking thing. But then they had family traumas. Like Karen was the total latchkey kid, and Georgia had divorced parents, which is awful as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like. You got the two worlds, like so. They're akin. They're
Yeah.
akin to each other.
Like Georgia just wanted to rebel.
Yep.
and she'd always fight with her mom, and she didn't feel like she fit in where she was from.
Yeah.
So she was into the punk scene and shit.
And she wanted empowerment because she was,
Yeah, she was
feel
like
she had it.
So they had different upbringing. Like Georgia's mom was very like she was a suburban wife. The husband went out and worked. She took care of everything.
Yeah.
She didn't work.
Until the divorce?
I guess until the
because then she
divorce,
had
yeah.
to work. Yeah.
And so Georgia was always like, well, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, women shouldn't be like that. I mean, she loved her mom, obviously,
Yeah.
but she didn't agree with that. And then Karen's mom, like, she was a psychiatric nurse. She was
worked
very,
hard.
like, strong.
Yeah.
And, like, she taught Karen right away, like, don't take shit from people. Everyone should
Totally
work. And
explains
Karen
Karen.
was like, why is my mom working and not at home
Yeah.
with me? All my friends' moms
So you have
are at
both
home.
worlds.
Yeah. So they have really similar
Yeah.
upbringings.
Yeah.
They just lived it so far apart.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
came together.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. My favorite chapter was the stay out of the forest
Me too.
in Georgia's view when her brother went missing.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, he's murdered.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I can't believe they went to bed though. Like the
dad
fact
was like,
that the
"It's
dad
fine."
was like, he'll be back. Like, holy shit.
I
I don't know any parent nowadays who would do that. I know like times
Oh,
have changed and that's their whole thing. They always say that like parenting in the 80s was just like swoop
A
out
mess,
the fucking
yeah.
window. That's why everyone got fucking
fuck.
kidnapped.
her dad reminds me of I relate to Georgia because a lot of the shit that she was talking about, I was like, yep. Not the meth.
No, definitely.
I don't
not
even
the
know
meth.
where one buys meth. At 13.
I know.
Excuse me. I guess it's just as simple as, do you have meth?
Do you have meth?
Yes.
I feel like we knew kids who had access to such drugs.
Probably. But
Yeah.
even weed, I was like, how do I do this, guys? But yeah, her dad, not that I would hope my dad wouldn't leave me in the forest if I was missing.
hope so.
But
Maybe your
he's-
brother,
He's,
though.
oh, for sure. They're both very like, nah, she's fine. She'll come around, just eating their beans or sausages.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
don't worry about it. And the
worry
whole,
about
how he has to drive 10 hours needlessly.
Yeah, just to go camping. Like part of the experience is the
Yeah,
10-hour drive.
That's my dad.
So funny. I used to go camping with my grandparents, so like that drive sits home for me.
Camping
and it was
is
an
the worst.
RV. So
Camping
you
is
think
the
like,
worst.
oh, I can get up and make a sandwich. No, they wouldn't let me
Moving,
stand
yeah.
while we're moving.
Yeah, because
So
you're boring.
boring.
That's dangerous.
But my nana would get up and make me a sandwich.
She's an adult.
She'd make me a Nutella sandwich. Yeah, it was good. That's home.
I love this book. Just reminded me both of the
Of
books that we're
childhood.
reading. Yeah, of
Yeah.
growing up and your favorite memories.
Yeah.
So you don't think about that shit that much, but you should.
Yeah, I mean, unless the mood strikes, but it's also not good to just dwell on the past, right?
Not dwelling, just like just remembering the happy time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my favorite memories of as a kid were in my Nona's backyard
Oh, yeah.
because she had a dope swing set with like this swing. It was like a circle, and you'd wind yourself up and then like
And
go
then-
and like
yes.
violently whip you.
I had a swing where
Yeah.
I did that too.
It was under grapevines.
Oh,
so they'd
nice.
fall on you, and she had this huge vegetable garden, and we'd like pick vegetables.
Oh, see, that's nice.
And she'd always cook. She'd always have food. That was the fucking best.
See, my nana, I remember I used to live with one of my grandparents, but my other one, she like we'd go over a lot, and she'd always that was my first experience with Maria cookies and coffee. She'd let me. I hated drinking
Yes.
coffee, but she'd let me dip them in her coffee because I loved the taste so much. And then for some reason, her neighbor, and this is probably a terrible thing,
No.
but he'd always, when we were outside playing, he'd reach over the fence and give us chocolate. There were, you know, those like glossettes and stuff?
Yeah.
Not the raisin ones, but like the little buds of chocolate. He'd give us boxes of those and we'd eat them.
Okay.
And we never
Well,
died.
yeah,
He was
nothing
very
happening.
nice, but like, you
Actually,
think
I don't
parents are going to let that happen these days?
These days, no, but that like in her backyard,
so
her
funny.
neighbor, they all moved there around the same time. So she was
Oh,
friends with them. So
yeah.
they'd always come like, hey, you want this banana loaf? They were Jamaican.
It was
so
just funny
all-
that he'd reach over the fence.
Yeah.
He never came over. He'd like, oh, hey guys, I didn't.
That's
You're here.
That's
here. You
cute.
go. Yeah, it was cute.
I think that's cute.
It's a memory that stuck with me. I
Yeah.
always thought it was super nice. So.
Yeah. And there's a tinge of like, this could be bad.
This could be bad. Yeah.
Yeah, these days it would be immediate like, get away from my child.
Unless you know your neighbors,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, I think they liked them. So
Yeah. sure if it's just some guy off the street,
That'd be
even back
fucking
then,
weird.
your nana would be like, excuse me.
Well, I remember my parents always saying, like, if someone tries to talk to you and they're in a car, you run away, you run home, because Andrew and I always went out bike riding, and we were always by ourselves.
Yeah.
And there were no houses around. We lived in like King City, where there's like a kilometer between houses and shit. So we'd be out bike riding and stuff. And there was one day, fucking Andrew, there was one day that this car full of adults like drove by and I'm 10. No, I was younger. I'm like 6. And they stop and they ask us, do you know where this house is? It looks like a saucer. Andrew just immediately ran away. And he fucking left me there. He was just like, no. And he like fucking ran on his bike and just like sped away. And I'm there by myself. And they look at me and they're like, do you know? And I'm just like, no, that way. What fucking asshole ditched me?
That's a great older brother. You're on your own.
You're on your own, bitch. I don't have to be fast. I just have to be faster than you.
Oh my God. Yeah, older brothers are interesting.
They're useless.
I think as kids, they're the
useless.
fucking worst. As adults, I'm pretty sure now if I told my brother like someone was fucking with me, he'd straight up murder them.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have backup.
He still violently attacks me.
I'd have no backup.
They love you and you're in their own weird way.
Do they?
It's
questionable.
I'm sure
it's
does.
questionable.
At least, he'd watch you get dragged away. He'd be like, no,
That's true.
my sister, please.
I can't get another one.
He'd probably call your dad immediately like, yo, Chelsea, I just watched her get kidnapped. Fuck, what
you
could I
didn't do anything? No.
But then your dad would yell at him like, what the fuck, Andrew?
It's true, yeah.
What the fuck?
Dads are the best. Older brothers are kind of the worst.
Yeah, dads will do anything.
They will.
For you. Then they always just know when you need them.
They do know.
You need a dad?
They do know.
Here I am.
I haven't had a problem with my furnace for like a month, and my dad texted me today, how's your furnace? Any leaks? Like, no, it's been a month.
Uh-oh, that means you gotta check your furnace.
I did.
Maybe he knows something.
I wanted to be like, bro, I'd tell you if there was a leak. You'd be the first to know.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck am I going to do? I don't know furnaces.
I don't know when anything in my house breaks. Just Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
He does my taxes for me.
Well,
I still don't know how to do taxes.
I have an accountant.
No clue.
I don't want to know how to do taxes. I don't have fucking time for taxes.
I'm not going to pay anyone. My dad does it. Just use my T4.
Okay, see, yours would be easy because you just have a T4 and like
I don't have a house or anything.
and that's it.
Yeah. A part-time, a stupid job. That shouldn't. It's not stupid if
You still
anyone
have a
at
job.
work listens to this. It's just,
No, you still have a job, which is very good because it's actually been hard for people to get jobs now.
it's extremely
Having to watch our friends try and struggle to get jobs,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that difficult right now. Like I didn't think the market was that
Yeah.
saturated, but apparently it is.
It makes me hopeful though that like both of these girls, Karen and Georgia.
Yeah, they were at rock bottom.
Yeah, Georgia had for a long time she worked this boring desk job that she fucking hated.
And she thought this was her life now,
Yeah.
which I
And it was
totally
like
understand.
she was living was like
Paycheck to
minimum wage,
paycheck,
paycheck to paycheck
with
And
someone she didn't even like.
Yeah, well,
Like
she
they
got
weren't
she got
getting
this
along.
opportunity to do cooking
Yeah.
channel stuff, which she thought like, oh, this will be fun, and it got her out of that. So she took that risk, but then that didn't go well because eventually that relationship turned toxic, and it's just again wasn't what she wanted to do. And Karen was struggling for years to get into comedy, and like she had her drinking problem. She would miss out on auditions. And like she had she was a writer on a show, but then that show ended.
Yeah.
And she was out of a job, and she's like, well, fuck. She had money issues. And then they found each other, and they're just like, let's make a podcast.
They took off, yeah.
Yeah. So, it gives you hope that
Totally.
no matter how old you are, phone. Stop it. If something could change, and like I'm thinking about going back to school, you're also thinking about going back to school, career changes. Yes.
I see.
those.
I know how you feel about changes and stuff, so I get why that's so scary for you. But I love change, so
No, I do not.
the next step that I have to take in life, I'm excited for. Like I'm ready for it.
It's not that I'm ready for it. I just gotta do it because, like,
just know that
I need a job that pays enough to live.
Yeah.
It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
My friends.
Houses are expensive.
Oh yeah. I think I regret my choice in schooling after high school, as most people do.
Same. Yeah.
I mean, I love TV. I love writing. It's not that I'm giving up on that.
Yeah.
It's just it's so hard to get into that I'm 26. I can't. I need money.
Yeah.
So.
And maybe eventually you'll swing back around to TV and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that nothing happens until they're like 40.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm still going to try, but like in the meantime, I want to go back to school. I just want a full-time job somewhere,
and you can
please.
still keep it as a hobby. Like, that's what I do. I still love all the music stuff. I went to school for entertainment management. I still like apply those management skills and the Photoshop and whatever to like what we do now.
Yeah, so good. Such talent.
Wow.
Podcast. So fun.
So you can still use your skills.
Yeah.
Skills.
Oh, Karen and Georgia.
It was a good book.
Yeah.
It's good. I enjoyed reading. I enjoyed it July as memoir month because it was a good shift from our usual reads.
Yes.
Which was nice, just because we've been reading a lot of fiction.
Yeah. Although this one still has a murder-ness to it.
Which is great. I love murder. And Chelsea Handler's book had death too, right? Yep. So it was great. Yeah.
We are drawn to the darkness.
It's
we grow and appreciate.
We do.
Through the darkness.
We thrive.
Everyone goes through dark shit.
Mm-hmm. It's the 5 in us.
Yeah. So, all 3 of these women from this month, Jesus Christ. They have
strong women.
They've been through some shit. Some fucking shit.
Been through some shit. They're strong women, and I appreciate all of them. I love what they're doing and sharing their stories because I think that's an important thing too, is that they're sharing things that have happened to them that are like, it's important. Yeah. I've always liked learning from other people. Like, I know it's like learn from others' mistakes. Like, yeah, I like doing that. So it really helps to hear these other stories. And especially like, it feels like when the way they've written it, it feels like you're talking to a girlfriend about it. Yeah. Which is nice.
Again, I don't know. It was hard for me. It was weird reading.
Yeah.
Just because
it sounded like their podcast.
Like, it's cute. It was just a little jarring.
Yeah, they haven't written before.
I like the context in the book.
Yeah.
It was presented
a little
in
strange.
A peculiar way.
Yeah.
But you guys do you.
Yeah.
I hope you make another book. I said, they didn't plan to make this book. It's just like... Just like, sure.
Hey, you want to make a book?
Make a book now.
Fuck, why
not? So yeah, go for it. Write all the books. Keep going. You're definitely keep going with your podcast.
Well, yeah.
It's so good, everyone. Listen to it. Murder.
But next month, what did you pick? It was I picked the first book, but you picked the theme.
Next month we're going technology, specifically like dark technology.
Okay.
Negative technology.
Okay. So my book is a little weird. It's still technology, I think. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm picking for our next read, Middle Game by Shannon McGuire. Sheenan.
Spell it out for us.
Seanan. McGuire.
Okay. Say it how you say it. Yep.
If
anyone knows how to say that correctly, that's how you say it.
I'm sure he knows how to say his name. I'll look it up before we read the book. Anyway, so.
Oh my.
Just some technical difficulties, fixing the mic. Okay. Meet Roger. Skilled with words, languages come easily to him. He instinctively understands how the world works through the power of story. Meet Dodger, his twin. Numbers are her world, her obsession, her everything. All she understands, she does so through the power of math. Roger and Dodger aren't exactly human, though they don't realize it. They aren't exactly gods either. Not entirely. Not yet. Meet Reed, skilled in the alchemical arts like his progenitor before him. Progenitor. Cool. New words. Reed created Dodger and her brother. He's not their father. Not quite. But he has a plan. to raise the twins to his highest power, to ascend with them and claim their authority as his own. Godhood is attainable. Pray it isn't attained.
What the fuck?
So I don't know what this is about, but he's using his alchemical arts, like technology. Like it's a
make,
new
like,
thing
weird
to make
superhumans.
superhumans, but he's trying to use them for his own gain.
Neato.
I don't know where it's gonna go, but I was
yeah.
excited when I read that
Yeah.
description. So
Gonna get weird, folks.
let's do it.
We're
Let's
going
get
to
fucking
tech.
weird.
Mine is the dark net.
The dark net.
About the dark web, but with a supernatural
I fucking love
thing.
supernatural.
Yeah, there's something that's fucking people up through the dark net.
Nice.
And that's another big fear of mine, the dark web. So,
But you to access it, you need like a specific.
yeah, I appreciate
program.
that it's like you're not gonna deal with it
can't
unless you
accidentally-
choose
yes.
to go in it.
Yes.
And like, I'm not gonna bother you folks.
No.
You do you.
I don't want to see what's out there.
But yeah, it's just like it's spooky.
The fact that it exists, I love movies that involve the dark
Oh
net.
my god, that's Unfriended, the
Yes.
dark web.
Yes.
No.
I know.
I didn't open my window for weeks after because there's a scene where that guy from the dark web is kidnapping
Yeah.
girls and he crossed through a girl's window.
God.
Well, fucking great. Here we go.
No thanks.
I'm gonna keep another thing I gotta fucking worry about.
Yeah.
And there's that 14 cameras movies that we watched on Netflix.
Oh yes.
Where again,
Get out of here.
I know. Again, there's this guy snatching girls on the
Yeah.
dark web.
Yeah. You fucking can't trust it.
Spook.
Just stay off the dark web.
Spookaroo. They stayed off the dark web. They got kidnapped.
Oh, right.
It's because they were staying in the house from a guy that was on the dark web. I don't even like to say it. Okay?
Dark web.
It's just a thing out there that, you know, like... you just- ew.
The internet is for learning and porn. That is it.
Oh, yeah, everyone look at porn. Nice porn. I haven't watched porn in so long. Not into it recently.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Medication.
I miss porn.
Sigh.
Me and Pornhub, we were old friends.
I could never get on board.
We tried to get you, though, that one time.
That was fucked.
If you've never just casually watched porn with your friends,
What are you even doing with your life?
go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you
You
weren't
gotta
into
watch
it.
the weirdest porn.
Yeah, you weren't into it. That's
No.
cool. Me and Mike, that's just that was our shtick for a long time. What did you look at today?
Well, something with a horse.
Listen, at 2 a.m., you go into some weird places in porn.
I'm in bed at 2 a.m.
Now I am, yes. Back when we
we're
were
old.
youths.
We're old.
Yeah, we got work. Ugh.
See, when I was a youth, yeah, I was on the internet till 2 a.m., but I was making like videos and stuff. I'm such a nerd.
Yeah, I was looking
Always
at
doing work.
porn. I wasn't even masturbating like a
just
lot of the
watching
time.
it?
I was just watching porn.
I think that's what happens to a lot of kids these days.
I
They
just
watch it
watch
so
porn.
much that they just keep watching it.
Yeah. Personally, for me, it was just funny. Like, I'd also watch
Yeah.
gay porn. There's
Okay.
nothing quite like hearing, like, two
men?
3 dudes going like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
I know they're. It's a Jackie Chan
Yeah.
film.
Oh, boy.
Well, this took a turn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how we got
Okay,
here.
well,
Technology.
join us for technology next time. Read Middlegan by Sheenan McGuire or something.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
The book
that
has a
bro.
hand on it with some candles. I don't know. It looks fucking cool.
Oh, look at the title. You guys
and it
will
has like
find
the
it.
highest Goodreads.
How many people
review.
can there be that are named Sheenan?
It's true. Sheenan
Shannon, whatever.
Shannon McGuire.
Shannon doesn't sound right.
Shannon's
What's
not
her
right.
name, bro?
Shannon. Why not just Sean? I think it's Sheenan.
Add some spice to it.
Like Sheen, you know? He's got the
Sheen and in it.
Sheenan.
Cool.
Cool.
That's Chelsea.
And that was Lillian.
And this was the Book Coven.
'Twas.
Okay. Off you go now.
Happy to say.
Bye.